So I do, and the same thing goes for my guitars. I mean, I have a 10-year-old Strat that I travel with, but I also have a 57 Strat that, of course, I don't take out anymore. But I love old guitars, like I love old cars, and I don't have a huge guitar collection or car collection at all. But I like the old stuff because just because something's newer doesn't make it better.
So you got a 57 Strat. I mean, that would cover all the guitars. You wouldn't need anything else. That's an incredible instrument you have there.
Well, you know what? It is a really great guitar. It's a player's guitar. But what's amazing about my 1999 Strat is that it's actually much more powerful. The output of it is much more powerful. And I had an alembic booster put in it that gives me a much wider tonal palette. So it has the classic Strat sounds, but it also has some other sounds that are very, very useful. And I love that guitar. And the good news is that if somebody stole it or I lost it, the airlines ruined it or something, I could replace it really easily. And you can't say that about a 57.
Not at all. How long have you had that 57 Strat in your collection?
Since 1981.
Wow. Very, very nice guitar, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're nice.
For Orleans, you guys are recording a new album anytime soon, writing new songs?
We are. We're writing new songs. We've been writing with some A-list writers in Nashville, and that's been very successful. We only had a couple of sessions during one trip recently, but we came up with two. We wrote with two different guys, and we came up with two different really good songs, and we're finishing them up. And there's some other stuff, and we're talking about doing a fan-funded project, maybe right after the holidays. And we're happy that we can play Still the One and Dance with Me and all that, and that allows us to attract audiences. But it's important to us to keep putting out new stuff that we like, stuff that we've written or stuff that we find that other people have written, usually friends of ours. So we're doing that. Same stuff for 38 years gets a little boring,
Do you still enjoy playing the old classics?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the good news for us is Dance With Me and Still the One and all those things. They're good songs, so you don't get, I don't get as sick as playing them as, the song that kept Still the One out of number one. Still the One was number 2 at its peak, but the song that came out that was number 1 that kept it out of that spot was Disco Duck.
Wow.
And, imagine having to go around playing Disco Duck for 30 years.
That couldn't be too fun. No.
No, exactly. So, I'm just glad that we were able to. I mean, they're good songs. People like them, So, and they're fun to sing. They're increasingly difficult to sing, but they're fun to sing.
The way you guys are going to be recording your next album, is it going to be like computerized, Pro Tools, no old systems?
Well, you know what? I made an album with Robbie Dupree a few years ago, and what we did was we recorded it onto a 2-track, an old Studer machine. And when we got all the tracks done, we transferred everything to Pro Tools so that we could still start off with that intangible warmth that you get from the old tape. So we're familiar, and we work with digital recording all the time. But again, I like to use tube amps, and we like to incorporate both schools. So we work at Charlie Morgan's, our drummer. He's got a nice little home studio. We record there a lot, and there are a couple of places around where I live in Florida that we can record at that work well too. So it's hard to say, but those places are a good bet that would be working there.
So you got some gigs coming up soon there, Larry?
Well, like I said, we're going to Maine and Connecticut in about 10 days to play a couple of trio gigs. And then Rock and Pop Masters is going down to Mexico to play at a beautiful resort. And then we're not sure. We may go back to Iraq and do some more shows for the troops during the Christmas season. That remains to be seen, but that's exciting, and we'd like to do it. We're working on booking things going forward for both Orleans and Rock and Pop Mass. I'm working with Robbie Dupree, and we're doing some stuff coming up in early October, and I keep busy that way too.
Well, it's going to be good to see what you're going to come up with in the future. Excellent talking to you, Larry.
Yeah, same thing, Jason, and I'm really happy to be talking to people in Nova Scotia. We've never played there. It would certainly be it'd be a lot of fun to go to a new place and see our Canadian neighbors.
All right, Larry, you have an excellent evening and a great tour up in the future.